Muckluck here, and I don't like game reviews that take 20 minutes to give 5 minutes of information. This is Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2, a single-player action role-playing video game. It is available on PC, PS5, and Xbox XS, and is rated M for mature. In full disclosure, I received this game for free as part of my work, but the goal of this review is to determine whether or not this game is worth its time and price tag for you. The game's setting, with no spoilers beyond the tutorial. The game picks up hours after the end of KCD 1, in the Kingdom of Bohemia in 1403. You are still playing the role of Henry, and together with Hans and a group of guards, you are to deliver a message to a nearby leader to try and gather allies for the war. Minutes into the game, you and your men are attacked. You survive barely in critical condition, losing much of your equipment, some of the strength you had earned in the first game, and most importantly, the note that you were meant to deliver. Henry and Hans are then forced to finish their objective while looking like beggars and without the letter. Their journey takes them on a roller coaster ride through Bohemia where enemies become allies, allies become enemies, and you fight to build every advantage you can to get your mission done. The general gameplay. As mentioned, you play the role of Henry, just like in KCD 1, for 95% of the game. There are a few short sections where you play another character, but Henry is clearly the focus. KCD 2 is a faithful sequel to KCD 1, so many things are similar between the two. It involves a huge open world you can explore. You can work on the main quest line or pause it at any time to wander and do side quests. Henry has many skills that level up as you use them, both in and out of combat. In combat, you might level Warfare, plus the skill for your weapon of choice, as well as strength and agility. While running around and picking herbs, you might level Vitality and your survival skills. While smithing or making potions, you can level their crafting skills as well. Every few levels in any skill, you will get perk points to spend, which have a noticeable impact on gameplay and are things that you can look forward to. When it comes to crafting, skills like alchemy and sharpening your weapons still have all the depth they did in the first game. For example, there are many steps involved in making a potion, but if you do it right, you will get many bottles of it at the end. Blacksmithing was a new addition to KCD 2 and true to form is a long process, but one that is capable of crafting the best gear in the game. Henry is the son of a master blacksmith, after all. Combat was changed slightly since the first game. Instead of being able to attack from 6 directions, above, left, right, lower, right, and thrusting, you can now attack from 4. Above, left, right, or lower. But depending on the weapon, that lower attack may look like a stab. There is more weapon variety in KCD 2, but some of them are not able to attack from as many angles. A warhammer, for example, can hit from the left, the right, or above. You can still do feints, which is beginning an attack from one direction, quickly pulling the mouse to another and releasing the mouse, and there is also a combo system where if you do attacks in certain orders, you will perform other maneuvers. The different weapons have various strengths and weaknesses, allowing for a wider variety of combat play than KCD 1, despite the reduction in angles of attack. Additionally, the biggest issue with KCD 1 was its multi-targeting. If you were hitting one enemy, the camera would lock onto that mob, and it was difficult to keep an eye on another that might be flanking you. This issue was drastically improved in KCD 2, so existing players of the franchise need not worry about that. How much time can you expect for your purchase? Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 took me about 75 hours of gameplay to finish the main questline and most of the side quests I could find. I'm sure there were more I simply didn't come across, but I know many people who are 100 hours in who have still not finished the main questline. Due to the many ways to solve various quests and the ways to build your character, this is a game with replayability if you choose to, which can amplify the time you get for your purchase even further. Comparisons to other games. Obviously, we'll mention KCD 1 here first. The sequel continues the story and is extremely similar in most aspects, although those aspects have been polished and many have improved QOL. On top of that, due to the large open world allowing you to go in any direction, it has major similarities to single-player Elder Scrolls games, i.e. Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. Obviously, there are differences, being a medieval RPG versus a fantasy one, but it allows so much freedom in how you build your character, how you fight, how you level, where you wish to go, the storytelling, etc. I felt like I was scratching an itch that I haven't scratched since playing games like the single-player Elder Scrolls series or Cyberpunk. Let's talk details. The graphics. The graphics in KCD 2, like KCD 1, strive for realism. The environments are gorgeous and highly detailed, yet still optimized well to not make most systems sweat. You can climb to high locations and great distances, and the people are mostly motion captured. Hell, the actor that played the role of Hans is actively streaming the game.
Who am I planning on romancing? Who do you think? Obviously I'm going to try and myself.
Sound and music. Outside of cutscenes, most of the noise is that of the environment. Wind, trees, people, animals, etc., with occasional music near taverns.
Greetings to you too. Good to see you.
Within cutscenes, the music is sometimes far more epic depending on the moment in the story. Sound cues themselves are realistic. You might hear someone nearby loading a crossbow or pulling a sword from its sheath and realize there is danger before you see it.
Come on,
Controls. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 can be played with a controller or with mouse and keyboard. I played it with a mouse and keyboard, and the few controls I was not happy with could be rebinded as I wished. Perfect. Saving system. Similar to KCD1, the game can be saved by closing the game properly, by sleeping in a bed that you are allowed to sleep in, such as a place you own or a room you have paid for, automatically saving at certain points in the quest lines, or drinking Save Your Schnapps, an item that acts as a quick save and can be brewed with alchemy. If you're strongly adverse to this mechanic, there are mods that remove it, allowing you to save at any time, but I enjoyed spending some time doing alchemy, brewing up a huge stock of save potions and heal potions, and then just using them as needed. Content creator concerns. I streamed my entire playthrough on Twitch and YouTube and uploaded the entire thing to our Muckluck Plays YouTube channel and did not experience any muted VODs or have any issues with copyright claims. However, monetization was limited on occasion due to ad suitability, not really a surprise for an M for Mature game. Do I have anything negative to say? There were a handful of occasions in the game where you were either stripped of your gear or were put in new gear temporarily for a step of a quest. However, after completing said step, it did not put your gear back to how it was. This is incredibly frustrating when the gear you had on goes into your bag and mixes with other equipment that you were carrying and you have to resort out everything. Our dear Mutt returns and is an optional traveling companion. He will try to help in combat, but will often get himself wounded if he gets an enemy's attention and you don't back him up immediately. You can order him to heal to stay close to you and not help in combat, however there are two issues with it. One is that he has collision. If he is close to you, you are constantly bumping into him and having issues moving around. The other is if you order him to do anything else, such as attack that one enemy or stay here, etc., or if he gets wounded and then returns to you, he will then default back to I attack anything I can to help settings again. I would love to see the game remember the settings you had Mutt on and stop resetting them. Final thoughts. After spending 76 hours in this game before starting to write this review, I honestly feel that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is going to be this generation of games' Skyrim, and that is a very big statement. The wide open world, amazing graphics, well-optimized game that runs well, amazing story with replayability and multiple options, multiple ways of combat and building your character, and mod support on the way. I think this game is more than any other I've ever reviewed. Absolutely worth its price. A bonus question that I get asked a lot, do you have to play KCD 1 to play KCD 2? KCD is very story driven, and 90% of the systems from 1 are in 2, either the same or slightly more polished. If you are interested in playing KCD 2, I do recommend you play the first one before that, as it will teach you the skills that help in both games. You can better enjoy the story, and also there's no rush. These are single-player games, so you can take your time and enjoy one and then the other when you get there. If you insist on going straight to KCD2 without playing the first game, I recommend at least finding a YouTube video that summarizes the story of the first game so you're caught up on what happened, as it is highly relevant in the sequel. This video was not sponsored, so if you enjoyed it, please consider hitting that like button to help us out with that YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to see more of my own playthrough of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I'll include a link to that playlist from our other channel down below. Subscribe there too. As always, a massive thank you to our dear patrons who make content like this possible. If you'd like to become a supporter and earn early access, there's a link to that in the description. Happy gaming!